PS5 action games are aiming for bigger scale and heavier impact. Fast combat, high production values, and intense set pieces define what's ahead. These upcoming action titles look set to deliver moments that players are hyping about. Let's dive right in.
The way it was before the Empire shut it down.
Star Wars Galactic Racer is an action racing game set in the Outer Rim during a period of chaos after the Empire's collapse. It focuses on dangerous, unsanctioned races backed by criminal syndicates, where speed and survival matter more than rules. Each race unfolds under constant pressure, with shifting rivalries and high stakes tied to every run. The mood stays gritty and fast, presenting racing as an underground sport driven by risk, ambition, and raw skill.
The galaxy needs racing!
Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic is an action role-playing game set in the Old Republic era, long before the rise of the Empire. The game presents a galaxy shaped by ancient conflicts, political tension, and the influence of the Force. Players take the role of a Force-sensitive figure navigating a period defined by shifting power and uncertain loyalties. It focuses on story-driven progression and meaningful choices within a classic Star Wars setting. Star Wars Eclipse is an action-adventure game set during the High Republic era, a time when peace in the galaxy stands on fragile ground. The game presents a story driven by multiple characters whose lives intersect across the Outer Rim. Events unfold through personal decisions, shifting alliances, and rising tensions between powerful forces. The tone remains serious and cinematic, focusing on how individual actions can influence the fate of an entire region.
grim darkness.
Total War Warhammer 40,000 is a large-scale strategy game set in the grim Warhammer 40,000 universe, where endless conflict defines the fate of entire worlds. The game focuses on commanding powerful factions across a war-torn galaxy, balancing long-term planning with massive real-time battles. Campaigns unfold across planets and star systems, placing control, expansion, and survival at the center of every decision.
Set by endless tides of aliens, traitors, and demons. Across countless worlds, battles rage. Lead your armies. Conquer worlds. Fight on as the galaxy burns. For there is no peace amongst the stars. There is only war.
The path to domination is paved with the souls of...
Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred continues the dark story of Sanctuary, as the threat of Mephisto grows stronger. This chapter focuses on a world pushed closer to collapse, where fear, faith, and corruption spread side by side. Danger rises across cursed lands as demonic forces tighten their grip on humanity. The mood stays grim and heavy, centered on survival and the cost of resisting hell.
Mephisto, you shall darken the world no longer.
Divinity is a dark fantasy role-playing game set in the troubled world of Rivellon, where the gods have fallen silent and unseen forces begin to rise. It introduces a grim setting shaped by ritual, sacrifice, and the slow spread of corruption across the land. Its story unfolds through unsettling imagery and ancient power struggles tied to blood, belief, and control. The atmosphere feels heavy and ominous, presenting a world on the edge of collapse, where something old and dangerous is returning. Pioner is a first-person action game set in a bleak, post-apocalyptic world shaped by isolation and decay. The setting presents abandoned structures, dangerous zones, and signs of long-term collapse. Survival appears tied to careful movement, limited resources, and tense encounters across hostile areas. The atmosphere is designed to feel grounded and uneasy, with uncertainty shaping how players move through the world. Decrepit is a first-person action game planned around escaping a decaying medieval prison. The structure suggests repeated attempts through shifting dungeon spaces, where progress comes from learning the castle itself. Combat is presented as slow and deliberate, shaped by close quarters and constant risk. The atmosphere aims to feel dark and oppressive, focused on persistence inside an unforgiving place. Years of Flames is a story-driven first-person shooter focused on China's struggle during the Second Sino-Japanese War. It presents multiple characters across different phases of the conflict, moving between personal stories and large-scale battles. Combat is framed within historically inspired cities, villages, and battlefields shaped by years of warfare. The direction remains serious and restrained, centering on survival, sacrifice, and the lasting human cost of war.
协议都没了。我们的追求一致，过上舒服的生活，不是吗？康康们斗，如今的繁荣与进步，我们的都是亚细亚同胞兄弟，共保和平，才能共荣大东亚。周队长已经加入了我们，赵兄弟要是不嫌弃，就请来担任皇协军队长。今天晚上，我们得先去喝2杯，然后再。
哭了。
The guard's a pig in rusted mail, too dumb to stand, too drunk to fail.
Gate Guard Simulator is a medieval simulation game focused on life at a castle gate during a time of unrest. The role centers on inspecting travelers, judging documents, and deciding who is allowed inside the walls. Political tension, disease, and hidden threats shape daily choices and moral pressure. The mood stays grounded and tense, where small decisions can carry serious consequences for the stronghold.
Buddy.
The Precinct K9 centers on police work built around patrol duties, investigations, and working alongside a trained K9 partner. The city setting suggests a grounded, crime-focused environment where routine calls can turn into tense situations. Gameplay appears focused on decision-making, tracking suspects, and maintaining order across different districts.
Usually means drugs.
84, individual is a known felon.
Tackle! Stop resisting! Police K9 unit, show me your hands!
Acknowledged, backup en route.
Oh, someone needs a wash. Yes, they do. That's it. Go inside and rest.
Decadent follows a first-person story set in a cold, isolated world shaped by horror and mystery. The game places you in the role of John Lorne, a war veteran drawn into occult events while searching for his lost son. The setting suggests slow, tense movement through abandoned lands where danger and fear are constant.
And, well, I've had worse. But who are you? Why would you help me?
Oh, just a humble merchant seizing an opportunity. You look like someone who could use my wares. These are dangerous parts, after all.
Huh, well, let me see.
Ah, you have a good eye. Top of the line. We'll blow ahead clean.
You! Here! No! No! What have I done? This is not happening. What is this place? Keep it together, Lauren. Find a way out. Finally! Carter, this is not the time. I'm rather busy.
Do not believe what you see.
Bullcrap! You won't get her this time! I won't let you! Let her go! Don't be afraid. You're safe now. I saved you. What the? Tenebris, Galactic, Eternum, Mortis, Upgrade!
The War of the Worlds Siberia follows a young student trying to survive during a Martian invasion in an alternate 1896 Russia. The story moves through ruined cities and remote wilderness, where danger comes from both invaders and desperate people. The setting suggests constant tension, with hiding, fleeing, and quick thinking playing a key role. The journey points towards survival, loss, and the fragile hope of humanity enduring against overwhelming force.
Смотрите, они грабят аптеку.
Это не наше дело.
Дядь, купи кирпич.
Я убил его.
Вниз!
Стой, тварь! Это же предательство!
Оно самое, юноша. Оно самое.
Retrieval places Hanaloshe in a dangerous situation on the distant planet Ryhalion after a mission breaks apart. The story unfolds inside dark, abandoned locations filled with unknown threats and uneasy silence. Survival appears to depend on careful movement, awareness, and endurance as fear slowly builds. The journey feels tense, lonely, and driven by uncovering dark secrets.
Understanding to push what we don't know when something should be left alone.
There's nothing we can do.
There is no end.
Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties presents two connected stories set in Japan's criminal underworld, each focused on personal struggle and loyalty. One path follows Kazuma Kiryu as he tries to protect the people close to him while facing rising threats around him. The other centers on Yoshitaka Mine, whose fall into the Yakuza world is driven by loss and a search for meaning. Together, the game points toward a character-driven journey shaped by conflict, emotion, and the cost of the choices these men face.
Flooding and pandemic, access to all external areas is restricted.
The Sinking City 2 returns to a flooded version of Arkham, where horror and mystery shape every moment. The setting presents ruined streets, dark buildings, and rising water filled with unseen threats. Survival appears focused on careful movement, limited resources, and facing strange creatures inspired by Lovecraftian myth.
Before we made Sarras our home, we drowned it in blood.
Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. Sanctuary of Sarras DLC expands the world with a new story set beneath the sea. The content introduces a hidden part of Avalon tied to old myths, lost rebels, and unfinished conflicts. The setting suggests dark underwater spaces filled with danger, discovery, and unfamiliar paths. The journey appears focused on uncovering the truth behind the past, while surviving new threats and adapting to fresh challenges.
Lear was a true captain. He would not forsake Sarras, even as it sank to its end.
You carry great knowledge within you, and a great deal of chaos as well.
I am the mouth of the abyss. That doomed us to this fight. And by the almighty Lord of the Seas, I swear this day